Hi guys, welcome to Trustzone.com. This is Mohit Soni and right in front of you is the Mercedes EQC 400. This is the electric version of the GLC. That is it. What it's going to be called, the EQC. It's based on the C-Class platform. So there is the GLC and there is the EQC. And as you can see, this is a more of a crossover than an SUV entirely, because it's got a very low stance, it's got a coupe roofline, and it's got a very minimalist window glass area here with a very large door area, so that makes it a very coupe crossover design. At the back it gets a slight hint of a fastback at the back with this design at the back here. It's got these LED light bar running all the way, which seems to be integrated properly into the tail lamp here, and that is what the EQC is in terms of design. It's more of a crossover coupe than a full-size SUV, and as you can see, the alloy wheels look very futuristic. They are large 20-inch wheels, so you have to take care of them on our tricky road conditions. This is the 1886 edition car, so there are only a handful of units that are going to be sold in India. To be precise, let's say around 100. That's the green number plate. It catches a lot of attention. People still don't realize that electric cars will be getting an entirely green number plate, so take a good look at that and don't be surprised next time. And yeah, that's what the EQC is. It's a very attractive looking car. It's definitely grabbing a lot of attention because of the smooth lines. There's hardly any elements that are popping out on this car. The front is a massive attention grabber with this large grille along with a humongous Mercedes logo with a bare minimum bumper venting here, and it's got a LED light bar running at the front as well, so that makes this car look very smooth, very refined styling that this car has. The elements are not much popping out like the usual let's say the ICE engine, internal combustion engine cars, because it needs to be smoother, it needs to cut the air better so that you can remove every inch of range that is possible from this electric car. Aerodynamics play a vital role in getting you efficiency. We all know that by now. That implies to cars like this as well, and it has to be even better. So why do we need to drive electric cars? Well, it's the end of October. We are in Mumbai right now. As you can see, there's thunderstorm and lightning. The climate is gone for a toss. We need to bring it back to what it was originally. So that's how you do it. You drive electric cars and make sure that you pollute less. Getting inside, this is a test car equipped with blue color on the inside. So as you can see, the blue leather looks very impressive along with white stitching contrast. Looks really impressive. You've got manual sunshades at the back. Burmeister sound system is part of the big infotainment and features list. Getting into the boot, it's preoccupied, and as you can see, imagine what all it can take. And in the below section, there is no space tire that we can see, but we can see a lot of charging equipment that is being tossed around in this test car. It's got electronic tailgate. As you can, it's going down rather smoothly. And that is the cabin cockpit part of the Mercedes-Benz EQC. Again, it's got very nice comfortable looking seats. They look good as well. Getting inside the system by starting it, and as you can see, with the new Mercedes-Benz cars, it gets a very big screen here, and there is a whole host of technology on the inside. And first, I like to tell you about the sunroof. It's not a panoramic sunroof, it's the small sunroof. We wish it was a bigger sunroof. It's got the 1886 badge here as well. This is a typical Mercedes layout, but this one here takes the cake and grabs a lot of attention on the inside. You go through the EQ, it will show you consumption, energy flow, along with vehicle information, along with the owner's manual. Go back like this. You've got media, you've got comfort, which is basically all the seating and the ambient lighting. It's got massaging seats for both driver as well as passenger. It's got heated seats for driver and passenger, but sadly, despite our conditions and despite Mercedes knows rather well that we need cooling seat instead of heating seats. We've only got heating seats right now. This is the ambient lighting. You've got a whole host of colors to choose from, and we have the fire red here because it matches with these copper vents really well. You've got this energizing comfort where the AC keeps on blowing air and then shuts off and then starts again. You've got that pattern of seat massage also going on. You can literally take a power nap on this car is what it's trying to suggest here. And massage seats, heated seats. It's got Mercedes Me app. It's got MBUX system which is here, and this is my first time with the MBUX system, and I'm really impressed with the way it's working. It's very smooth, tactile, easy to touch, and it responds very quickly. Although last time when I saw in a Ford EcoSport, this also has the same problem. The screen heats up a lot. It's like it's working overtime to make sure that you get the best out of this. Settings for the assistance. It's got active lane keeping assist, active brake assist, which I don't recommend using on Bombay roads because people keep on crossing roads and it will come to a direct halt. It's got attention assist, which Mercedes has had in a very long time. You've got 360-degree parking camera and sensors. You've got belt adjust, entry exit. It will adjust the seat and the steering wheel to make sure that you have a easy ingress and egress. You've got the light system. The Intellect light system means that it won't do high beam and it will adjust according to itself. If you switch it off, then you can go through and use the high beam normally. We recommend that you stay on the Intelli light system. And as you can see, there is a whole host of technology here. You name it, it's got everything. You've got these steering controls which have a small mouse pad on it which can also control that part. And you've got themes here which you can choose, and as you can see the dials have changed, and it's also showing me tire pressure monitoring system. And once you press this home button here, you can select what you want to keep in the middle of the two dials: service, assistance, radio, media, telephone. Oh, we're reviewing an electric car, and then there is lightning right there. That's the thing to remember. So yeah, coming back to all of this, you've got an HUD here, and you can adjust the position, the brightness, and the display content. Cup holders here. You can keep your entire mobile kept here. This is the mouse pad that is replacing the swivel knob, and I think it works really well. It's almost as good as the one on the Lexus, which it's being inspired to be taken from. You've got parking control. Once you press this button here, it takes you to the EQ where I showed you earlier. It will tell you charging options, departure time, maximum charge, etc. We've got the car fully charged from the Mercedes dealership, and we had 350 kilometers on it. We've done around let's say 100 kilometers ish, and we've got 201 kilometers of range, and yeah, we've done 122 kilometers. So it is quite and we'll be driving it fast, slow at the same time. And as you can see, the consumption is now at 3.5 kilometers per kilowatt. I think that is pretty impressive. And yeah, the AC has been on, and the massage seats have been on. We've been doing triple digit speeds on the expressway, and it's been a good it has a lot of range along with a lot of amenities on offer. That's what I'm trying to say. You've got ambient lighting that changes color on its own. You've got this air freshener here, huge glove box. You've got a very big bin here to keep multiple cups and holders and bottles and everything. You've got memory seats, automatic headlight, wipers. That's the gear shift lever for Mercedes as always. And you've got these dials that change design. So this is the sport one, this is the classic one, and this is the progressive one. So I think the progressive one is the futuristic one, and it looks very futuristic as well. I told you it's got a whole host of assistance systems as well. That's the amount of space you have in the center console, and sorry, the in the armrest below. And yeah, it's a nice high quality cabin. It does miss out on certain features, like I told you, the sunroof and the cooling seats and etc. And yeah, it's a nice typical Mercedes cabin. It's very silent, very refined. You barely hear anything what's happening on the outside, and then there's no engine to entertain you. Even at full pelt, it's absolutely silent. Sitting behind in the Mercedes EQC, what you can see that you've got AC vents here, ambient lighting in the feet, good legroom, just about good knee room as well. Under thigh support could have been better. Headroom, as you can see, is just about good. You've got an armrest here with storage here as well. You've got these cup holders which pop out and close like this. You've got this thing here which usually has a place where you can access the boot from, but then in this case you can do it right from here, but I don't think that's very convenient. You've got blinds here which are manual. The window and the seating is pretty much spot on. Despite it's small, it lends a lot of light inside, so you're not going to feel claustrophobic out here. And as you can see, it lightens up the cabin really well. You've got lights here as well, reading, coat hook here, and overall you can spend a good amount of time here, but not driving. It's got 400 bhp, 750 Nm torque. It's got a single speed gearbox, and it's got a lot of power and torque, as you can see, and it's got all of that almost instantly. So the moment you floor the throttle, it will just go. In sport mode and comfort mode, it's quite peaky. I would recommend that if you're driving in the city, please keep it in eco mode. You will save a lot of battery, and you will find the acceleration and the power delivery very smooth and very linear and non-peaky. So you can control it and still close the gap, close the distance, accelerate nicely. When you come on an open stretch of road, you can come to comfort mode, and then you can switch to sport mode to get the complete performance out of this. And this car just shoots away. You will have to get used to driving electric car once you're jumping from a normal engine car. And steering is good. It's light and precise. Feedback is good, but could have been better. There's a lot of body roll in this car because the batteries are situated below. There's good center of gravity. Body roll is well controlled, but it's still there in large quantities. And brakes, well, at low speeds the pedal does require a very firm push, but at most speeds you don't require to push the pedal really hard. You can modulate it how you've been modulating other internal combustion engine cars with the normal braking. This is only happens because you've got a regenerative braking system here. And in terms of owning this car, there's 5 years of warranty, 5 years of peace of mind, 5 years of road assistance, and an 8-year warranty on the battery. So Mercedes has got you pretty much covered, and despite it's priced really well, around 1 crore rupee, you are going to be paying a lot of less registration charges. Only I think you're going to pay insurance sum for this car, which is going to be the maximum amount after the ex-showroom price. And if you're in Delhi, you can get a host of benefits as well from the government of owning this car, along with the peace of mind that is being offered with various service packages that is on offer, which is also a 5-year package that is on offer with this car. Mercedes has made sure that their first entry into the luxury electric vehicle segment has completed the entire circle. They are offering everything possible that is required with this car to make it as much as lucrative for consumers who look forward to their first electric luxury car. And as this segment will improve, because Mercedes has said that they'll be internationally said that there will be 3 more models coming in, we expect them to come to India as well. For now, the EQC 1886 first edition here impresses us, although there is a couple of things that could have been better, but nevertheless the first attempt seems like a great attempt to get into the luxury electric vehicle segment, and Mercedes has gotten that right. I think that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like. Still want to ask us something, put it in comment section below. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.